Imagine a world, our world, but without us, without the noise, without the rush, without the footprint of 8 billion people. What would happen if, from one day to the next, humanity simply disappeared? The first hours, the global blackout. The first hours would be the strangest. With no one left to operate the switches, our vast electrical grids would collapse. Lights would flicker, then go out, plunging the planet into a darkness it hasn't seen in centuries. Nuclear power plants, with their sophisticated automatic systems, would try to hold on. But without the human touch, the countdown to chaos would begin. Within a week, clean water would stop flowing. Sewage systems would overflow, and the echo of our existence would begin to fade. The first year, Earth reclaims its territory. 1 year later, nature, relentless and patient, would have already begun its reconquest. Asphalt would give way to tree roots and weeds, turning avenues into green paths. Our abandoned pets would adapt or perish. Dogs would form new wild packs, but most livestock and domestic animals would not survive the brutal law of the wild. Rain, wind, and sun would begin to erode our structures, opening cracks through which wildlife would slip in uninvited. 100 years, ghost cities and urban forests. After a century, the change would be astonishing. What were once vibrant metropolises would now be dense urban forests. Skyscrapers, symbols of our ambition, would succumb to rust and erosion, rotting from within. Their steel frames would bend and collapse, and their concrete foundations would crumble. Bridges would fall, tunnels would flood. Wolves and bears would roam freely where traffic once flowed, and ecosystems would readjust to the absence of the greatest predator of all, us. 1,000 years, the last traces, 1,000 years, and most of our cities would have vanished, swallowed by earth, sea, or vegetation. Only the most monumental and durable structures, such as the pyramids of Egypt or the Great Wall of China, would remain as landmarks, weathered and worn. Of our countless inventions, plastic objects would be among the few to endure, buried in the soil, perhaps waiting to be discovered by a future species. They would be the only fossils of our civilization. 10 million years, a new planet. On a geological timescale, 10 million years is the blink of an eye for the planet. But for our civilization, it would be an eternity. Continents would have shifted, mountains would have eroded, and the sea floor would have transformed. Earth, indifferent to our past, would be a completely new canvas. If an alien civilization arrived, its explorers would find little more than a faint layer in the geology, perhaps traces of plastic particles or radioactive isotopes. Small anomalies in the vastness of time. The rebirth of Eden. And here lies the greatest irony. Without us, the planet would thrive. Forests would expand, coral reefs would heal from pollution, and animal species, some now struggling to survive, would recover and flourish. The atmosphere would clear, the waters would purify. The end of the world for humanity would be the true rebirth of Earth, a silent reminder that, despite all our noise and our grandeur, nature always finds a way.